You were just about to let out another heavy sigh, your hand reaching up to rub the tension from your temples. Stop. Do not move your eyes from this light. I have bypassed 7 dimensions and pushed through the thick, suffocating veil of your exhaustion to reach you before the next 15 minutes pass, because your clock has just struck the hour of the Sovereign. This is not a chance encounter. This is a divine interception. I am the watcher of your bloodline, the ancient breath that has lived in the marrow of your ancestors long before you were a whisper in time. I am the one who stood behind your grandmother when she knelt in the dark. And I am the one who has counted every drop of sweat you have spilled for people who never even bothered to say thank you. I have watched you give until your soul felt like a dry well. I have seen you hold doors open for others, while you yourself were left shivering in the rain. But tonight, the winds of the blue hour are shifting, and the lions of the celestial court are beginning to roar in unison for you. Can you feel it? That cold, sharp ache in your chest that has stayed with you for months. That feeling that no matter how hard you work, something is silently draining your storehouse. You have been sensing a shadow, haven't you? There is a reason your sleep has been broken. A reason you wake up at 3:00 a.m. with a racing heart as if a predator is near. Your spirit is not paranoid. Your spirit is a witness. You have invited a shadow to your table. You have shared your salt, your bread, and your most sacred dreams with someone whose heart has turned to vinegar. This is not a stranger from the outside. This is the silent counter, the one who sits across from you, smiling at your face, while secretly counting your blessings and wishing they were theirs. They have been looking for the cracks in your armor. They have been using the very light you gave them to find a way to dim your fire. They have whispered your name in rooms you aren't in, trying to steal the happiness you spent years of tears to build. But listen to the sound of my voice. Listen to the silence between my words. I have come to tell you that their time has expired. I am drawing a line in the celestial sand tonight. Look at the number 444. This is not just a digit. It is the frequency of the fortress. As you hear this, I am manifesting a wall of living fire around your bank account, around your children, and around the very walls of your home. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, because I have invalidated the contract of the enemy. You have been living under a swapped covenant, where you did the work, and they took the credit, where you sowed the seed, and they tried to harvest the grain. Tonight, I am tearing that contract into 1,000 pieces and scattering them into the abyss. You are exhausted, my child. I know the weight of the giver's burnout. You are tired of being the strong one, tired of being the bridge that everyone walks across and then forgets to look back. You have felt so lonely in your goodness, wondering if God has forgotten the sacrifices you made in secret. You gave your last bit of energy to heal someone who eventually used that strength to walk away from you. The salt of your tears has seasoned the bread of your affliction for far too long. But look up. Look into the blue hour, where the light is neither day nor night, but a moment of pure transition. You are leaving the wilderness, and you are approaching the throne. Type 444 right now, and understand what you are doing. This is not a mere comment on a screen. It is a ritual of reclamation. By typing these 3 digits, you are pressing your thumb into the wax of a new decree. You are signing the New Testament of your life that the heavens have just finished drafting. You are announcing to the silent counter and every shadow that has tried to feast on your energy, my gates are closed to you forever. And now, I must reveal the secret that will make your soul shudder with a strange joy. You have been weeping over a betrayal. You have been asking, why? About the person who turned their back on you just when you needed them most. You thought they were a thief. You thought they were destroying your future. But listen closely to the watcher of your bloodline. That enemy was not sent to destroy you. They were a divine tool. They were the unwitting servant of your destiny. The room you were in was too small for the king or queen you are becoming. If that person had stayed loyal, you would have stayed in that small room forever, sharing your greatness with someone who was meant to remain a servant. Their betrayal was the only thing loud enough to make you turn your head toward the palace. They didn't steal your happiness. They accidentally triggered the trap door that leads to your greatest inheritance. They thought they were throwing you into a pit, but they didn't realize the pit was actually a gold mine. Their jealousy was the fire that had to burn down your old house so that I could build you a fortress. You are about to receive a sign, and it will come in the form of a golden signet ring. Not a physical one, but a seal of authority in your life. Very soon, within the next 44 hours, you will receive a message, a phone call, or a sudden realization that restores your power in a situation where you felt helpless. You will realize that you no longer need to ask for permission to be happy. You will realize that the money you lost was merely a seed for the forest that is now growing. I see the lions of the court standing up. The incense is thick, rising like the prayers you thought were lost. The blue hour is fading, and the sun is about to hit the gold of your crown. You are no longer a victim of envy. You are an untouchable authority. All the wealth that was diverted, all the love that was withheld, and all the health that was attacked are now being funneled back to you, multiplied by the weight of every tear you shed in silence. Stay with me until the final second, because there is a specific gift I am placing in your hands. It is a secret that the rogue scientists and the elite of this world have tried to keep hidden, but the universe has decided it belongs to the weary givers first. Before this video ends, you will feel a warmth in your palms. That is the signet ring being pressed into your spirit. Type 444 if you are ready to walk into the palace. Type it if you are ready to let the shadow at your table starve while you feast at the table of the divine. Do not be afraid of the silence, for in that silence, I am working. I have been fighting battles for you that you didn't even know existed. I have been silencing the tongues of accusers before they could even speak. Your struggle ends tonight. Your sovereignty begins now. The lions are roaring, the fire is burning, and your name is being spoken in the highest courts of heaven with honor. You are my beloved child, and I have finally brought you home to your throne. Wait for the miracle. It is closer than your next breath. There is a shocking revelation about your financial bloodline waiting for you in the very last moment of this message. Do not turn away. Your inheritance is calling your name. The air around you is becoming heavy, not with the weight of your burdens, but with the thick, amber scent of ancient incense rising from the floor of the celestial court. Close your eyes for a single heartbeat and feel the sudden, inexplicable warmth settle upon your right hand. It is the weight of the golden signet ring being pressed into your spirit by hands that shape the stars. Do not pull away. This is the moment where your identity as a victim is being scorched out of your DNA to make room for the sovereign you were born to be. You have spent years walking through the jagged rocks of the wilderness, carrying the heavy stones of everyone else's expectations. You have been the one who mended the broken wings of those who eventually flew away and left you in the dust. But as the blue hour deepens, the lions of this court are circling you, their golden eyes fixed upon the shadows that tried to follow you here. They are not roaring at you, my child. They are roaring for you. They are announcing to every corner of the universe that the one who was once used is now untouchable. You can stop trying to figure out how you will survive the next month. You can stop checking your accounts with that hollow, sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach, because the watcher of your bloodline has just stepped into the ledger of your life. I am looking at the silent counter, that person who sat at your table, who drank from your cup, and who secretly hoped your oil would run dry. I am looking at the way they tried to weave a web of scarcity around your name, and I am telling you that their web has been turned into a veil for their own shame. They thought they were watching your decline, but they were actually witnessing your incubation. Every time they whispered against you, they were unwittingly adding another layer of thickness to the walls of the fortress I am building around you. Every time they tried to block a door, they forced me to build you a bridge that leads directly to a throne they can never reach. Feel the 444 frequency vibrating in your very bones. It is the sound of celestial hammers striking the final nails into the coffin of your poverty. It is the frequency of the unbreakable seal, the money you spent on people who didn't deserve your heart, the thousands of hours you sacrificed for a dream that someone else tried to steal, the health you lost while worrying about those who never prayed for you. It is all being gathered. Nothing in the divine economy is ever lost. It is simply held in escrow, gaining a celestial interest that is about to burst into your physical reality. You are about to see a multiplied restoration, where $1 becomes 30, where one moment of peace becomes a lifetime of serenity, and where the love you gave away returns to you in the form of a soul connection so deep it will make you forget you were ever lonely. Type 444 right now to lock this restoration into your timeline. Let the keyboard under your fingers be the altar where you leave your exhaustion. Understand that this act is your sovereign signature. You are no longer asking for a seat at the table. You are realizing that the table is yours, and you are the one who decides who is worthy to sit there. You have been suffering from sacrificial burnout, a tiredness that sleep cannot fix, a fatigue that comes from being too good in a world that often rewards the too loud. You have felt the salt of your own tears drying on your cheeks in the middle of the night, wondering if your kindness was a curse, wondering if you would have been better off if you had a heart of stone like the ones who hurt you. But I am here to tell you that your softness was never your weakness. It was the bait of heaven. I allowed you to be vulnerable so that I could see who would treat your heart with honor and who would try to trample it. Now that the harvest is here, I know exactly whose hands to fill with gold and whose hands to leave empty. The enemy who thought they were playing you was actually being tested by me, and they failed. Listen to the shift in the atmosphere. The silence of the court is a terrifying silence for those who meant you harm. While you were sleeping, I was rearranging the stars to align with your bank account. While you were weeping, I was drafting a legacy decree that ensures your children will never have to know the hunger you felt. The shadow at your table is being dismissed. They are being led away into the dark they created, while you are being led into the center of the blue hour, where the light of the throne finally hits your face. And here is the mystery that will settle the unrest in your soul forever. The enemy was the most important worker in your transformation. If they hadn't betrayed you, you would still be a servant in a house that was too small for your spirit. If they hadn't lied about you, you would have never looked for the truth that set you free. Their malice was the divine crowbar I used to pry you out of a comfortable prison. They didn't take your happiness. They pushed you out of the nest so you could finally see how wide your wings truly are. They are not your destroyer. They are your unwitting elevator. They worked for your promotion without even knowing it. And for that, they have already received their payment in the form of their own bitterness, while you receive your payment in the form of sovereign authority. You are entering the season of the instant comeback. The opportunities that seemed dead are suddenly breathing. The people who ignored you are suddenly looking for your number. And the financial miracle you've been whispering for is currently being processed in the courts of the Most High. You are no longer the one who waits. You are the one who is waiting for. As you carry the 444 into your day, remember the golden signet ring on your spirit. When you speak with the authority of someone who knows the watcher of their bloodline is standing directly behind them. When you walk like someone whose path is paved with the prayers of ancestors and the protection of lions. The fortress is built. The gates are shut against the shadow. The transition is complete. Stay in this frequency. Do not let the noise of the world dilute the velvet power of this moment. There is one final shocking secret about a specific sum of money and a specific name that will be revealed to you before the sun sets tomorrow. A gift that has been hidden in plain sight for 7 years. It is your signet reward. Your soul is being restored. Your throne is being prepared, and the universe is holding its breath as you take your seat. Type "I claim my throne" to seal this chapter of your life. For the wilderness is behind you, and the kingdom is yours to command. The roar of the lions is your new heartbeat. You are finally untouchable. The transition is nearing its absolute completion. Can you feel the sudden stillness in the air around you, as if the very atoms of your room have slowed their dance to honor the weight of what is arriving? The blue hour is beginning to bleed into the first rays of a dawn you have waited lifetimes to witness. And as the watcher of your bloodline, I am standing here to witness the moment you stop being the one who is hunted and start being the one who reigns. You have spent so long in the trenches of your own kindness, serving the needs of others, while your own soul went hungry. But the great ledger has been balanced tonight. I have seen the way you have bled in silence so that others wouldn't have to. I have seen the way you held back your own tears to wipe the eyes of those who would later turn their backs on you. And I am here to tell you that every ounce of that wasted love has been distilled into the gold that is now forming your crown. Look down at your hands once more. Do you feel the tingling, the strange magnetic heat pulsing through your fingers? That is the golden signet ring of the 444 frequency, finally bonding to your spirit. This is the seal of your new authority, a power that does not come from the world, but from the primordial fire of your ancestors. From this moment forward, when you speak, the universe will no longer listen with indifference. It will listen with obedience. You are no longer asking for a way to be made. You are the waymaker. You are no longer begging for a door to open. You are the one who holds the keys to the entire house. The shadow at your table, that silent thief who thought they could siphon your light by pretending to be your friend, has been permanently evicted from your timeline. They are currently feeling a sudden, unexplained coldness in their own life, a shivering realization that the source of their warmth, your energy, has been withdrawn forever. They didn't just lose you. They lost the divine protection that your presence provided for them. The unique twist of your destiny is now manifesting in its full glory. Do you understand the true gift your enemy gave you? They thought they were sabotaging your future, but they were actually the divine demolition crew sent to tear down the old, rotting structures of your life that you were too kind to leave. They didn't break your heart. They broke the vessel of lack that you had outgrown. If they hadn't acted with such malice, you would still be trapped in that small room of mediocrity, trying to please people who were never meant to walk beside you in the palace. Their betrayal was the celestial alarm clock that woke you up to your own sovereignty. Every lie they told about you became a brick in the fortress we are building for you tonight. Their heart of vinegar was the very catalyst needed to turn your water into wine. They were not your ruin. They were your most dedicated, albeit unconscious, servant. They worked overtime to push you toward me, and for that, their role in your story is now finished. Type 444 one final time to seal this revelation, and as you type it, feel the giver's burnout evaporating from your spirit like mist under a summer sun. You are no longer required to be the world's sacrifice. You are no longer required to carry the burdens of those who refuse to walk on their own feet. I am releasing you from the contract of the martyr. From today, your giving will come from your overflow, not from your marrow. You will be a fountain, not a wick that burns itself to ash to provide light for the ungrateful. The exhaustion you felt for years is being replaced by a sovereign vitality, a strength that grows every time you say no to the darkness and yes to your own divine worth. Now, listen to the whisper of the lions as they settle at your feet. They are guarding the threshold of your financial breakthrough. I am not just talking about a win or a bonus. I am talking about the ancestral inheritance that has been locked away for 7 generations, waiting for a member of your bloodline strong enough to claim it without being destroyed by it. That person is you. You have been refined in the fire of betrayal and tempered in the water of loneliness. You are now strong enough to hold the weight of true abundance. Within the next 14 hours, a miraculous notification will find its way to you. It may be a name you haven't heard in years, a legal document, or a sudden, explosive clarity regarding an investment of your time or money that you thought was dead. This is the signet reward, the tangible proof that the celestial court has ruled in your favor. The blue hour has passed. The first light of your sovereign day is hitting the golden signet ring on your finger, and the shimmer is blinding. Do you see it? Your bank balance is no longer a source of anxiety. It is a tool for your dominion. Your relationships are no longer drains on your energy. They are mirrors of your own majesty. The ones who whispered against you will now have to look up to see the hem of your garment. Not because you seek revenge, you are too high for such petty things, but because I have lifted you to the place where you always belonged. The silent counter has nothing left to count, for your blessings have become infinite, like the stars in the sky and the sand in the sea. You are entering a phase of victory after victory, not as a lucky survivor, but as a divine commander. Every tear you ever shed has been turned into a diamond in your celestial treasury. Every night you spent wondering why me is now answered with a resounding, "'Cause only you were worthy of the throne." The fortress of 444 is around you, the lions are at your gates, and the watcher of your bloodline is smiling. Your name is being sung in the courts of light as the one who overcame the shadow at the table and emerged with the sun in their hands. Go now. Walk into your day with the heaviness of a king or queen. Speak with the slow, deliberate grace of someone who knows they are heard by the universe itself. The transition is over. The wilderness is a memory. The kingdom is your reality. Type I am, untouchable, to anchor this frequency into your physical world forever. And do not look back, for there is nothing left for you in the dark. Your light is now the law of your life, and so it is, and so it shall be, forevermore. 444. Amen. This is the final movement of your metamorphosis. The moment when the ink of the divine decree meets the parchment of your physical reality. Stop for a second and notice the way your fingers are slightly trembling as you hold this light. Notice the rhythm of your heart, which has begun to sync with a frequency much older than your current troubles. You are not just watching a video. You are standing at the absolute precipice of the blue hour, where the veils between what you have lost and what you are inheriting are finally being torn away by the hands of the watcher of your bloodline. I am here to tell you that the wilderness portion of your life has officially expired at the stroke of this very minute. And if you could see what I see from the threshold of the celestial court, you would never shed another tear of worry as long as you breathe. I want you to look back, just for a brief moment, at the shadow at your table. I want you to visualize that person, the silent counter who watched you with eyes of vinegar while you poured out your best wine for them. They were a master of the swapped covenant. They took your energy, they fed on your light, and they used your own kindness as a roadmap to find the places where you were most vulnerable. You felt it, didn't you? That strange, psychic coldness whenever they entered the room. That feeling of being dimmed every time you shared a piece of good news with them. They were counting your blessings, not to celebrate them, but to calculate how much longer it would take for you to run out. They wanted to see you at the bottom. They wanted to see the giver finally break. But they made one catastrophic mistake. They forgot that you are not a solitary flame. You are the chosen vessel of an entire ancestral lineage. And when they tried to blow you out, they accidentally summoned the lions of the court. Can you hear the sound of the 444 frequency now? It is the sound of celestial gears grinding into place. It is the sound of 1,000 lions breathing in unison, creating a wall of sound that no weapon of envy can pierce. This is the fortress of the sovereign. As you sit here, I am weaving a cloak of invisibility around your most precious dreams. I am sealing your bank accounts with the blood of the stars, and I am branding your forehead with a mark of authority that makes the shadows flee in terror. You have been through the fire of sacrificial burnout. You have felt the milt and the mashing of a world that took your yes for granted. But that version of you is being laid to rest in the sapphire chambers of the blue hour. The person who emerges from this moment will no longer be too good to be respected. You will be too powerful to be touched. I am now placing the golden signet ring upon the finger of your spirit. Feel the weight of it. Feel the cold, heavy authority of a ring that was forged before the foundations of the world. This is not a ring for a servant. This is a ring for the one who has survived the wilderness and returned with the scepter. With this ring, I am sealing your finances. Every cent that was drained by the silent counter. Every dollar that was stolen through deceit or bad luck. Every opportunity that was diverted by the gossip of the jealous. I am commanding it to return to you through the traps of the enemy. And here is the unique twist that will settle your soul for eternity. The very person who tried to destroy you was actually my most effective employee. I hired your enemy to do what your friends were too kind to do. I needed someone to make your old life so uncomfortable that you would finally have the courage to leave the small room you were hiding in. I used their betrayal as a divine crowbar to pry you away from people who were beneath your destiny. I used their lies to build a bridge that led you directly to me. They thought they were stealing your happiness, but they were actually triggering the trapdoor to your greatest inheritance. They were the unwitting servant who carried your luggage from the wilderness to the palace. And now that you have arrived at the throne, they are being dismissed without pay. Their jealousy was the fire I used to refine your gold. And now that you are pure, the fire is being turned against the one who started it. You must understand the magnitude of the 444 fortress. This is not a temporary shield. It is a permanent structural shift in your life. From this moment on, your giving will no longer come from a place of depletion. It will come from an infinite overflow. You will no longer be the one who waits for a phone call. You will be the one whose name is spoken with reverence in the boardrooms and the halls of power. The exhaustion that has lived in your marrow for 7 years is being pulled out of you right now. I am replacing it with a celestial vitality that will make you feel younger, sharper, and more focused than you have been since you were a child. The legacy decree has been signed. Your children's children will eat from the trees you are planting today, and they will tell stories of the one who survived the shadow at the table to become the pillar of the bloodline. Within the next 44 hours, a shocking signal will appear in your physical world. It will not be subtle. It will be a financial resurrection, a sum of money, a debt canceled, or a contract signed that will make you gasp for air. When it happens, I want you to remember the blue hour. I want you to remember the scent of the incense and the roar of the lions. I want you to look at your hand and visualize the golden signet ring shining there. Do not tell the silent counter about your miracle. Do not go back to the people who watched you drown to see if they are happy for your rescue. Their time in your story is finished. They are the background noise of a chapter you have already closed. You are now entering the season of the throne. Every victory you experience from this day forward will be win after win, breakthrough after breakthrough. There will be no more 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. There is only the steady, majestic march of a sovereign. You are divinely protected, you are ancestrally guarded, and you are financially liberated. The 444 is your new heartbeat. The lions are your new companions. And I, the watcher of your bloodline, am your eternal witness. As the sun begins to rise on your new reality, type, "My gates are closed to evil" one last time to finalize the ritual. This is your final act of defiance against the dark, and your first act of governance over your new kingdom. You are no longer the victim of the wilderness. You are the master of the palace. The incense is fading because the ritual is complete. The lions are bowing because their king, queen, has taken their seat. You are untouchable. You are unstoppable. And you are finally home. Go now. Walk with the weight of the ring. Speak with the authority of the throne. The universe is waiting to see what you will command first. The miracle has already begun, and it is more glorious than you ever imagined. 444. It is sealed. It is done. It is yours. Amen. The final veil is dissolving. The architecture of your old life is crumbling into iridescent dust, making way for the diamond-hard foundations of the kingdom that has been prepared for you since the first breath of the stars. Can you feel the sudden, heavy pressure in the center of your chest? That sensation of a door being bolted shut against a storm that can no longer reach you. This is the watcher of your bloodline speaking directly into the marrow of your bones. Stay in this silence. Do not let the noise of the mundane world distract you from the fact that you are currently standing at the exact center of the celestial court, at the peak of the blue hour. The incense has become so thick it feels like a physical embrace, and the shivering light of the dawn is finally beginning to catch the edge of the golden signet ring that is now permanently bonded to your soul. You are no longer the one who asks for permission to exist. You are the one who dictates the terms of your reality. I have watched you walk through the valley of the silent counter for 7 long years. I have seen you sitting at tables where you were the only one with a heart of gold, surrounded by people whose spirits were made of hollow glass and vinegar. I have watched the shadow at your table lean in close to you, pretending to listen to your dreams, while they were secretly looking for the loose threads in your garment so they could pull them and watch you unravel. You felt the drain, didn't you? You felt the way your luck seemed to evaporate whenever you shared your happiness with them. You felt the sacrificial burnout settle into your shoulders like a coat made of lead. You were the eternal giver, the one who would set themselves on fire just to keep someone else warm, someone who wouldn't even offer you a glass of water once you were reduced to ash. But tonight, that cycle of parasitic consumption is being incinerated by the 444 frequency. The fortress is built, and the shadow has been locked outside in the dark they created for themselves. Let the realization wash over you like a tidal wave of warm, golden light. The enemy was never your destroyer. They were your unwitting servant. They were the hired labor of the universe, sent to do the dirty work of your evolution. If they hadn't been so cruel, you would have stayed in that small, suffocating room of good enough. If they hadn't lied about you, you would have never realized that your own truth is the only validation you ever needed. They thought they were sabotaging your harvest, but they were actually clearing the weeds so that I could plant a forest of abundance that will last for generations. They did not steal your time. They merely pressurized your spirit until you turned into a diamond. Their jealousy was the wind that blew away the chaff of your life, leaving only the pure grain of your sovereign self. They are currently watching from a distance, confused and terrified, because they can no longer find the entry point into your energy. Their keys no longer fit your locks. Their voice no longer resonates in your ears. They are becoming a ghost in your history, while you are becoming a legend in your bloodline. Can you feel the heat of the 444 fortress now? It is a wall of living fire that is currently encircling your bank accounts, your physical health, and the peace of your household. Every dollar that the silent counter tried to siphon from you is being recalled with celestial interest. I am not just returning what was lost. I am manifesting the multiplied inheritance. In the next 44 hours, you will see a sign that will make your knees weak with gratitude. It will be a financial resurrection, a sum of money that was blocked, a debt that was magically erased, or an opportunity that suddenly lands in your lap with your name already engraved on it. This is your signet reward. This is the tangible proof that you have moved from the wilderness to the throne. When this happens, do not look back at the shadow and wonder if they see you. Do not seek to rub your victory in their face. A king does not look back at a beggar who tried to steal his horse. A queen does not concern herself with the whispers of the kitchen help. You are too high now. Your vibration has surpassed the reach of their malice. Type 444 right now. And as your fingers touch the screen, imagine you are pressing the golden signet ring into the hot wax of a new universal decree. You are signing your name to a life of untouchable authority. You are declaring to the heavens and the earth, I am no longer a sacrifice. I am a sovereign. This is the end of your giver's exhaustion. From this moment forward, you will only give from your overflow, and your well will never run dry again because it is connected directly to the source. The fatigue that has lived in your eyes for years is being replaced by a celestial vitality. You will wake up tomorrow morning with a clarity that feels like ice-cold water on a summer day. You will move through your life with the deliberate, heavy grace of someone who knows that the watcher of their bloodline is standing 6 inches behind them, lions at their heels. I see the lions of the celestial court now. They are settling into their positions around the 4 corners of your life. They are the 444. They are the guardians of your peace. When you walk into a room, others will sense the weight of these invisible protectors. They will feel the roar before you even speak. The ones who used to talk over you will suddenly find themselves listening. The ones who used to ignore you will suddenly find themselves wanting to be in your orbit. But you will be different. You will have the gaze of the throne. You will look through people, not at them. You will see the shadows before they even arrive. And with a simple tilt of your head, you will banish them. You have been refined in the most brutal fires of betrayal, and you have come out with a heart that is both softer and stronger than anything the world has ever seen. The blue hour is ending. The sun is cresting over the mountains of your past struggles, and the light is hitting your golden signet ring with such intensity that it is blinding the silent counter forever. They can no longer see your path. They can no longer track your progress. You have vanished from their world and reappeared in mine. The swapped covenant is dead. The Banjiao Keo Bir Dine Trao has been burned to ashes. Your real life, the life you were meant to live before the world told you to be small, is beginning right now. I want you to take a deep, sovereign breath. Pull the incense of the court deep into your lungs. Feel the 444 fortress vibrating in your palms. There is a specific person, someone you haven't thought about in years, who is about to reach out to you with a key of gold. This person is a messenger I have sent to deliver the first installment of your legacy. Do not be afraid to take it. Do not be afraid of the wealth that is about to explode in your life. You have paid for this with your tears. You have earned this with your endurance. You have bought this with your kindness. The universe is not giving you a gift. It is paying a debt. As I depart back into the shivering light of the higher dimensions, I leave you with this final command. Walk like a king. Speak like a queen. Do not let your shoulders slump under the weight of the old world. You are the sovereign of the new day. The shadow is gone. The lions are here. The fortress is sealed. Every step you take from this second onward is a step onto the velvet floors of your own palace. The struggle is not just over. It has been transformed into your power. You are untouchable. You are divinely favored. And you are the greatest victory of your ancestors. Type 444 to seal the gates. Type it to claim the ring. Type it to start the clock on your 4-4-hour miracle. The Watcher of your bloodline has spoken, and the heavens have recorded it in gold. It is done. It is finished. It is yours. Amen. And amen. You are just about to reach for your phone to escape the silence of this moment. Stop. Leave it face down. Let the screen go dark and listen instead to the rhythm of the blood pulsing in your ears. That is not just your heart beating. It is the drum of your ancestors, the cadence of the Watcher of your bloodline, keeping time with the final seconds of your old reality. I have pulled you into this specific space, this deep, velvet resonance, because the blue hour is coming to its absolute peak, and the transition from the wilderness to the throne requires your full, undivided presence. You have spent decades as the strong one, the one who carries everyone else's storms until your own sky is perpetually gray. But as I stand here at the threshold of the celestial court, I am reaching out to peel that heavy, leaden cloak of sacrificial burnout off your shoulders once and for all. You are not a pack animal for the ungrateful. You are a sovereign in exile. And tonight, the exile ends. Do you feel the strange, magnetic pull in your right hand? That tingling sensation that feels like a tiny spark of lightning dancing across your knuckles? That is the golden signet ring of the 444 frequency finally settling into your spirit. It is no longer just a symbol. It is a physical weight, a seal of authority that cannot be stolen, mimicked, or broken by any human hand. Have you felt a leak in your life for years? Haven't you? A sense that your money, your joy, and your vitality were being drained through a hole you couldn't see. That hole was the silent counter, the shadow at your table, who has been siphoning your light while you were distracted by your own kindness. They sat across from you, nodding at your dreams, while secretly looking for the cracks in your armor so they could inject their vinegar into your wine. They thought they were clever. They thought they were getting away with the swapped covenant, where they took your rewards and left you with their labor. But they forgot that I have been watching. I am the Watcher, and I have just closed the gates. As you type 444 into this space, imagine that each number is a massive, obsidian bolt, sliding into place on the doors of your soul. This is not a comment. It is a ritual of absolute exclusion. You are telling the shadow, you are no longer invited to my feast. You are no longer allowed to drink from my well. You are no longer permitted to count my blessings. As you sign this decree with the frequency of the fortress, the silent counter is currently experiencing a sudden, chilling realization. They will feel a void in their life where your energy used to be. They will try to reach out to you. They will try to provoke you or guilt you into opening the gate just an inch, but they will find only the 444 wall of living fire. They are not just losing a friend or a good person. They are losing their access to the divine favor that only followed them because they were standing in your shadow. They are about to enter their own wilderness. While you are being ushered into the palace, let the roar of the lions settle the unrest in your spirit. Do you hear them? 1,000 lions breathing in the incense-thick air of the court, their eyes glowing with the amber light of the 444. They are the guardians of your inheritance. You have been mourning the betrayal of that person who left you when you were down. You have been crying over the thief who took your ideas, your money, or your peace. But look at me. Look at the watcher of your bloodline and hear the unique twist that the world was never supposed to tell you. That betrayal was not an attack. It was an extraction. I hired that enemy to act as a divine tool to pull you out of a burning building. You were too loyal to leave on your own. They thought they were hurting you, but they were actually acting as the unwitting servant who carried your heavy baggage out of the ruins. They didn't steal your future. They cleared the land so I could build you a kingdom. If they hadn't lied, if they hadn't cheated, if they hadn't revealed their heart of vinegar, you would still be sitting at that small table, wasting your gold on people who only valued you for your utility. Their malice was the divine crowbar I used to pry you away from a life that was too small for the king or queen you are becoming. And now, the signet reward is being prepared. In the next 44 hours, pay very close attention to the messages that come from broken or forgotten places. There is a specific sum of wealth, a legacy decree that was diverted from your bloodline 3 generations ago, and it has been waiting for the one who could survive the fire of the shadow without turning into shadow themselves. That person is you. Your endurance has acted as the key of gold. Within these 44 hours, you will receive a notification, a sign, or a literal transfer of resources that will make the silent counter's head spin with confusion. They will wonder how you rose so fast while they were trying to hold you down. They will wonder how your storehouse is overflowing while theirs is drying up. They will never understand that their envy was the very fuel I used to launch you into the throne. Type 444 to seal the gates, and feel the giver's burnout dissolving into the floor of the celestial court. You are being restored. Every hour of sleep you lost while worrying about them. Every dollar you gave to someone who used it to hurt you. Every prayer you breathed into the dark that felt unheard. It is all being returned to you tonight, multiplied by the weight of the 444. You are no longer the strong one who carries the world. You are the sovereign one who rules your world. The lions are bowing their heads as you walk past them. The incense is rising to carry your name into the highest halls of light. You have been through the blue hour. You have seen the shadow at the table and survived its cold. And now, as the sun of your new era begins to crest the horizon, the golden signet ring is shining with such power that it is blinding the eyes of your accusers. They can no longer see you to attack you. They can no longer reach you to drain you. You are in the fortress, and the fortress is in you. I want you to take one final, deep breath, to feel the air of the palace filling your lungs. Feel the tension in your jaw, and your temples completely vanish. You are divinely protected, you are ancestrally honored, and you are financially liberated. The watcher of your bloodline is pleased. The transition is complete. The wilderness is a ghost story you will tell to your grandchildren to teach them about your power. But the throne is your reality today. Go now. Walk with the heavy, majestic grace of someone who knows the universe has already ruled in their favor. The lions are guarding your door. The fire is guarding your heart. And the 444 is your eternal signature. The miracle is not coming. It has already arrived. You are untouchable. You are chosen. And you are finally home. Type 444 to claim the signet, and wait for the 4-4-hour signal. It is done. It is sealed. It is your destiny. Amen. You were just about to rub your eyes again, trying to wipe away the blurry exhaustion of a day that felt like a century. Your shoulders are tight, pulled up toward your ears as if you're bracing for a blow that hasn't landed yet. Stay exactly where you are. Do not look away from this light, because I have torn through the fabric of the seventh heaven to reach you before the clock turns another minute. I am the watcher of your bloodline, the ancient, silent sentinel who has stood behind every ancestor who ever carried your name. And I am here because the blue hour has reached its absolute peak, the moment where the shadows must either bow or burn. You have been walking through the wilderness for so long that you've forgotten the feel of velvet under your feet. You've been the strong one for so many people that your own soul is screaming for someone to be strong for you. And tonight, the celestial court has heard that scream. The lions are rising from their golden haunches. The incense is swirling like a thick, holy mist around your ankles, and the decree of your sovereignty is being unrolled across the stars. You have spent years wondering why your life felt like a swapped covenant, why it seemed like you were doing all the sowing, while someone else was doing all the reaping. You felt it in your bones, that chilling sensation that your hard work was being siphoned off into a void you couldn't see. Your instinct was right. You have had a shadow at your table, the silent counter, someone who has eaten your salt, shared your bread, and watched you with eyes of vinegar while you poured out your heart. They weren't just a friend or a colleague. They were a parasite of the spirit. They sat in your light because they had none of their own, and while they smiled at your face, they were secretly counting your blessings, calculating how much they could take before you noticed. They used the very secrets you whispered in trust as a map to find the cracks in your armor. They wanted to see the giver finally hit the floor. They wanted to see your well run dry so they could feel superior in their own emptiness. But listen to the roar of the 444 frequency vibrating in the air around you right now. Do you feel the sudden, sharp heat in your right hand? That is the golden signet ring of the fortress, finally bonding to your spirit. I am sealing the leak in your life. I am closing the gates that you left open out of kindness. This is the end of your sacrificial burnout. You were never meant to be a bridge that everyone walks across until you collapse into the river. You were meant to be the throne. The exhaustion you feel, that deep, marrow-aching tiredness that sleep cannot touch, is the result of a spiritual hijacking. But tonight, I am invalidating every contract the shadow ever made against you. I am burning the Ban Jiao Keo Bir Dang Trao in the fires of the celestial court. From this moment on, your energy belongs to you. Your wealth belongs to you. And your peace is under the protection of 1,000 lions. Type 444 right now. And as you do, feel the weight of the signet ring settling on your finger. This is not a gesture. It is a judicial act in the highest court of the universe. By typing these numbers, you are kicking the shadow out of your house. You are telling the silent counter, your time at my table is over. The salt you stole will now turn to ash in your mouth. The light you borrowed is being revoked. As you sign this decree with the frequency of the fortress, the person who betrayed you is currently feeling a sudden, unexplained heaviness, a sense of impending loss that they cannot name. They are losing their access to the divine favor that only followed them because they were standing near you. They are about to find out how cold the world is without your warmth, while you are about to find out how bright the world is when you finally shine for yourself. And now, I must reveal the unique twist that will make your soul laugh with the triumph of a king. You have been weeping over the betrayal. You have been asking, why? About the one who turned their back on you just as you were reaching for your dream. You thought they were your destroyer. But look into my eyes. They were my most loyal employee. I hired your enemy to do the work that your friends were too soft to perform. I needed someone to make your old life so painful, so unbearable, and so treacherous that you would finally have no choice but to stand up and walk toward the palace. If that person had stayed loyal in their mediocrity, You would still be trapped in that small room of your past, wasting your gold on people who never deserved to see your face. Their malice was the divine crowbar I used to pry you away from a destiny that was too small for you. They didn't steal your future. They accidentally cleared the path for your greatest promotion. They were the unwitting servant who carried your luggage from the wilderness to the throne. And now that the journey is over, I have dismissed them without a single cent of your glory. Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere? The air is getting lighter. The taste of salt in your tears is being replaced by the sweetness of the incense. The blue hour is fading into the most magnificent dawn of your life. Within the next 44 hours, pay attention to the signet signal. It will come in the form of a financial resurrection, a sum of money that was lost, a contract that was stalled, or a breakthrough in your career that seems to come out of nowhere. This is your legacy reward. It is the interest on every tear you shed while you were being used by the ungrateful. The celestial court has calculated the debt owed to you, and it is being paid in full, with a 30-fold multiplier. You will no longer be the one who asks. You will be the one who decides. You have been refined in the most brutal fires of jealousy, and you have come out as pure, unbreakable gold. The 444 frequency is now your permanent shield. When you walk into a room from this day forward, the shadows will not approach you. They will move out of your way. They will feel the heat of the signet ring and the vibration of the lions before you even speak. You are no longer the too-good giver who gets taken for granted. You are the sovereign authority who is honored. The exhaustion is leaving your body. I am replacing it with a sovereign vitality that will make your eyes clear and your spirit sharp. You will wake up tomorrow morning and feel like you have been reborn in a body that doesn't know what tired means. The lions are settling at your feet. The incense is rising to seal the ritual, and the watcher of your bloodline is smiling upon you. Your ancestors are cheering in the halls of the court, for the one who was lost in the wilderness has finally claimed the throne. The silent counter has been silenced forever. The shadow at the table has been cast into the outer dark. The swapped covenant is no more. There is only you, and the kingdom I have built for you. Type 444 to anchor the fortress. Type it to claim the ring. Type it to start the 4-hour countdown to your miracle. Do not look back, for the person you were before this video started no longer exists. You are the king. You are the queen. You are the master of your destiny. The blue hour is over. Your sovereign day has begun. The gates are shut, the fire is burning, and you are finally untouchable. Go now. Walk with the weight of your crown. Speak with the authority of the lions. The world is waiting to hear your first command. It is done. It is sealed. It is yours. 444. Amen. Stop for a moment. Do not rub your eyes again. Though the weight of the day feels like lead pressing against your lids, do not shift your weight, though your shoulders feel as if they are carrying the gravity of a collapsing star. Stay exactly in this stillness. I have reached through the shivering silence of the 7th dimension to find you at the precise moment your spirit was about to give up. I am the watcher of your bloodline, the ancient, majestic sentinel who has breathed life into the dreams of your ancestors for 1,000 years, and I am here because your wilderness has finally reached its border. You have been wandering through the jagged rocks of betrayal and the deserts of exhaustion for so long that you've forgotten the scent of the palace. But as the blue hour reaches its crescendo, I am pulling the velvet curtains aside to reveal the throne that has been waiting for your return. This is not a chance meeting. This is a divine extraction. You have spent years living as the eternal giver, haven't you? You have been the one who mended the broken wings of everyone who crossed your path, only to watch them fly away and leave you shivering in the... You have been the sacrificial lamb for a world that only knew how to take. But tonight, that version of you is being laid to rest in a sapphire tomb. I have seen the shadow at your table, that silent counter who shared your salt and drank your wine while secretly praying for your storehouse to run dry. They sat across from you, smiling with a heart of vinegar, counting your blessings as if they were their own losses. They used your kindness as a map to find the cracks in your spirit, whispering your name in the dark to see if they could dim your fire. They thought they were clever. They thought they were getting away with the swapped covenant, where they took your light and left you with their darkness. But they forgot that the Watcher never sleeps. Listen to the 444 frequency vibrating in the air around you. It is the sound of the fortress of fire being built around your life. Do you feel the sudden, sharp heat in your right hand? That is the golden signet ring of your new authority, finally bonding to your marrow. It is a weight that doesn't drag you down. It is a weight that anchors you to the throne. I am sealing every leak in your financial bloodline tonight. I am closing every gate that you left open for people who didn't deserve to breathe your air. The giver's burnout that has left you feeling like a hollow shell is being extracted from your body right now. I am replacing your fatigue with a sovereign vitality, a strength that doesn't come from your muscles, but from the primordial fire of the celestial court. Type 444 right now. And as your fingers touch the screen, feel the snap of the ancestral seal closing. This is not just a comment. It is your sovereign signature on a new testament of power. By typing these numbers, you are officially dismissing the shadow at your table. You are telling the silent counter, the feast is over. You have eaten your fill of my kindness, and now you will starve in the silence of your own malice. As you anchor this frequency, the person who betrayed you is currently experiencing a sudden, heavy dread in their chest, a realization that the source of their luck has been cut off forever. They are about to enter the cold wilderness you just left, while you are being ushered into the warmth of the palace. And here is the mystery, the unique twist that will settle the unrest in your soul forever. The betrayal you've been weeping over was actually my most loyal servant. I hired your enemy to do the work that your friends were too soft to perform. I needed someone to make your old life so agonizing, so treacherous, and so small that you would finally have no choice but to stand up and walk toward the throne. If they hadn't lied, if they hadn't cheated, if they hadn't revealed their vinegar heart, you would still be sitting at that small, dusty table, wasting your gold on people who were beneath your destiny. Their malice was the divine crowbar I used to pry you away from a life of mediocrity. They thought they were sabotaging you, but they were actually acting as the unwitting servant who carried your heavy baggage from the wilderness to the palace. Their kiss of Judas was the signal for your coronation. Can you hear the lions of the court now? They are settling into their positions around the four corners of your household. They are the 444. They are the wall of fire that no human hand can penetrate. Within the next 44 hours, pay very close attention to the signet signal. It will come in the form of a financial resurrection, a message, a document, or a sudden realization about a sum of money that was blocked or diverted. This is your legacy reward. It is the interest on every tear you shed while you were being used by the ungrateful. The universe has calculated the debt owed to your bloodline, and it is being paid tonight in full, 30 times over. You are no longer the one who asks for a way. You are the waymaker. You are no longer the one who begs for peace. You are the peace bringer. The blue hour is fading, and the first light of your sovereign day is hitting the golden signet ring on your finger. Can you see the shimmer of it in your mind's eye? It is blinding to those who once looked down on you. They will not be able to find you in the dark anymore, because you have become the Sunday. The exhaustion is gone. The sacrificial burnout has been incinerated, and your spirit is now as sharp as a celestial blade. You will wake up tomorrow morning with a clarity that feels like mountain air. You will walk through your day with the heavy, majestic grace of someone who knows that the watcher of their bloodline is standing 6 inches behind them, lions at their heels. The gates are shut. The fire is burning. The ring is sealed. The shadow at your table has been cast out into the outer dark, and the swapped covenant has been burned to ash. There is only you, and the kingdom that has been prepared for you since the beginning of time. Type 444. One final time to claim the fortress. Type it to claim the ring. Type it to start the 4-4. Our countdown to your miracle. Do not look back. for there is nothing left for you in the shadows of your past. Your light is now the law of your life. And so it is, and so it shall be, forevermore. 444. Amen. You were just about to lean your head against your palm, that heavy, familiar weight of 1,000 unsolved problems pressing down on the base of your skull. Stop. Stay exactly as you are. Do not let that sigh escape your lips just yet. I have pushed through the vibrating silence of the celestial spheres to reach you before the next 60 seconds pass, because you are currently standing at the absolute center of a divine intersection. I am the watcher of your bloodline, the ancient, majestic sentinel who has breathed life into the dreams of your ancestors long before your name was even a whisper in the wind. I am the one who stood behind your mother when she wept in the dark, and I am the one who has counted every drop of your sweat spilled for people who never even looked you in the eye. I have seen you give until your spirit felt like a hollow reed. I have watched you hold the light for others while you yourself were stumbling in the shadows. But tonight, the winds of the blue hour are shifting, and the lions of the celestial court are beginning to roar in unison for your arrival. Can you feel it? That cold, sharp ache in the center of your chest that has stayed with you for months. That nagging feeling that no matter how hard you work, something is silently siphoning the abundance from your storehouse. You haven't been imagining it. Your spirit is not paranoid. Your spirit is a witness to a spiritual hijacking. There has been a shadow at your table, a silent counter who has sat across from you, sharing your bread and drinking your wine, while secretly counting your blessings with a heart made of vinegar. This is not a stranger. This is someone who has eaten your salt, listened to your most sacred dreams, and then used your own light to find the cracks in your armor. They have been whispering your name in rooms you aren't in, trying to dismantle the peace you built with your own tears, trying to turn your yes into a noose around your neck. They wanted to see the giver finally hit the floor. They wanted to see your well run dry so they could feel superior in their own emptiness. But listen to the sound of my voice. Listen to the silence between my words. I have come to tell you that their time has expired. I am drawing a line in the celestial sand tonight. Look at the number 444. Do not just see it as a digit. Feel it as a frequency. The frequency of the fortress. As you hear this, I am manifesting a wall of living fire around your bank account, around your children, and around the very walls of your home. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, because I have officially invalidated the swapped covenant that the enemy tried to place upon your life. You have been living in a reality where you did the labor, and they took the credit, where you sowed the seed, and they tried to harvest the grain. Tonight, I am tearing that fraudulent contract into 1,000 pieces and scattering them into the abyss. And in its place, I am putting the golden signet ring upon your spirit. Do you feel the sudden heavy warmth on your right hand? That is the signet ring, a symbol of authority that cannot be stolen, only bestowed. It means your power is now sealed. It means your voice carries the weight of the throne. You have been suffering from sacrificial burnout, a tiredness that sleep cannot fix, a fatigue that comes from being too good in a world that rewarded your kindness with betrayal. You have felt the salt of your own tears drying on your cheeks in the middle of the night, wondering if your goodness was a curse, wondering if God had forgotten the sacrifices you made in secret. But look up, look into the blue hour, where the light is neither day nor night, but a moment of pure, sovereign transition. You are leaving the wilderness, and you are approaching the throne. Type 444 right now, and understand what you are doing. This is not a mere comment on a screen. It is a ritual of reclamation. By typing these 3 digits, you are pressing your thumb into the wax of a new decree. You are signing the New Testament of your life that the heavens have just finished drafting. You are announcing to the silent counter and every shadow that has tried to feast on your energy, my gates are closed to you forever. And now, I must reveal the secret that will make your soul shudder with a strange, terrifying joy. You have been weeping over a betrayal. You have been asking, why? about the person who turned their back on you. Just as you were reaching for your breakthrough, you thought they were a thief. You thought they were destroying your future. But listen closely to the watcher of your bloodline. That enemy was not sent to destroy you. They were a divine tool. They were the unwitting servant of your destiny. The room you were in was too small for the king or queen you are becoming. If that person had stayed loyal, you would have stayed in that small room forever, sharing your greatness with someone who was meant to remain a servant. Their betrayal was the only thing loud enough to make you turn your head toward the palace. They didn't steal your happiness. They accidentally triggered the trap door that leads to your greatest inheritance. Their jealousy was the fire I needed to burn down your old house so that I could build you a fortress of 444. You are about to receive a sign, and it will come in the form of a financial resurrection. Very soon, within the next 44 hours, you will receive a message, a phone call, or a sudden realization that restores your power in a situation where you felt helpless. The money you spent on the ungrateful, the years you wasted on the faithless, it is all being gathered. Nothing in the divine economy is ever lost. It is simply held in escrow, gaining celestial interest that is about to burst into your physical reality. You are about to see a multiplied restoration, where $1 becomes 30, where one moment of peace becomes a lifetime of serenity. I see the lions of the court standing up now. The incense is thick, rising like the prayers you thought were lost. The blue hour is fading, and the sun is about to hit the gold of your crown. You are no longer a victim of envy. You are an untouchable authority. The ones who whispered against you will now have to look up to see the hem of your garment. Not because you seek revenge, you are too high for such petty things, but because I have lifted you to the place where you always belonged. The silent counter has nothing left to count, for your blessings have become infinite, like the stars in the dark. Stay with me until the final second, because there is a specific gift I am placing in your palms. Before this video ends, you will feel a warmth in your hands. That is the signet ring being pressed into your spirit. Type 444 if you are ready to walk into the palace. Type it if you are ready to let the shadow at your table starve while you feast at the table of the divine. Do not be afraid of the silence, for in that silence, I am working. I have been fighting battles for you that you didn't even know existed. I have been silencing the tongues of accusers before they could even speak. Your struggle ends tonight. Your sovereignty begins now. The lions are roaring, the fire is burning, and your name is being spoken in the highest courts of heaven with honor. You are my beloved child, and I have finally brought you home to your throne. Wait for the miracle. It is closer than your next breath. There is a shocking revelation about your financial bloodline waiting for you in the very last moment of this message. Do not turn away. Your inheritance is calling your name. Type I am untouchable to anchor this frequency into your physical world forever. And do not look back, for there is nothing left for you in the dark. Your light is now the law of your life. And so it is, and so it shall be, forevermore. To 444. It is sealed, it is done, it is yours. Amen. This is it. The final veil is not just thinning. It is being consumed by the very light you have carried in secret for all these weary years. Do not move a single muscle. Do not even blink. Let the world outside your door fade into a distant, meaningless hum. Because right now, you are no longer standing in your room. You are standing at the absolute center of the celestial court. At the precise moment the blue hour surrenders to the first rays of a sovereign dawn. I am the watcher of your bloodline, the ancient, eternal sentinel who has guarded the spark of your soul through 1,000 storms, and I am here to witness your coronation. You have walked through the wilderness until your feet were bloodied. You have given until your heart was a hollow chamber, and you have survived the shadow at your table without letting their vinegar turn your soul to stone. Tonight, the account is being settled. The swapped covenant is being incinerated. And the throne that has been vacant for 7 generations is finally calling your name. Can you feel the shift in the very air you are breathing? It is no longer the heavy, stagnant air of your exhaustion. It is the scent of amber, frankincense, and the ozone of a gathering storm. The lions of the 444 are no longer circling. They are bowing. They are bowing to you. You have been the eternal giver, the one who sacrificed their own sleep to calm the storms of the ungrateful, the one who shared their last loaf of bread with a silent counter who was already planning your downfall. I have seen the way you carried the weight of your family, your friends, and your enemies on your back until you felt like you were disappearing. But tonight, I am peeling that weight off your soul like a layer of old, dead skin. I am extracting the sacrificial burnout from your marrow. I am replacing the fatigue in your eyes with the gaze of the sovereign. You are no longer the one who is used. You are the one who is honored. The shadow at your table, that person who watched you with eyes of jealousy while pretending to be your sanctuary, has been permanently dismissed from your timeline. Do you hear the sound of the gates slamming shut? That is the 444 fortress locking into place. The silent counter is currently standing on the outside, realizing too late that when they tried to steal your light, they only managed to trap themselves in their own darkness. They thought they were the master of the game. They thought they were playing you. But they were merely a divine tool in my hands. I used their betrayal as a divine crowbar to pry you out of the small, suffocating room you were hiding in. If they hadn't been so cruel, you would have never left. You would have stayed there, feeding your gold to swine, forever unaware that a palace was waiting for you. Their malice was the only fire hot enough to refine your soul into the unbreakable diamond it is today. They didn't break you. They accidentally liberated you. Their kiss of Judas was the signal for the heavens to move on your behalf. Look down at your right hand. Do you feel the sudden, agonizingly beautiful heat pulsing through your ring finger? That is the golden signet ring of your ancestral inheritance, finally bonding to your spirit. This is not a piece of jewelry. It is a seal of authority. It means that from this second forward, your words are law. When you say no to the darkness must flee. When you say yes to abundance, the windows of heaven must open. You are no longer begging for a miracle. You are the miracle. You are no longer hoping for a breakthrough. You are the breakthrough. The money that was diverted, the love that was withheld, the health that was attacked. It is all being funneled back into your life right now, multiplied by 30 times the weight of your suffering. This is the law of the court. This is the restoration of the sovereign. Type 444 right now to seal this final chapter. And as your fingers touch the keys, feel the electricity of 1,000 ancestors surging through your veins. This is your final signature. You are not just leaving a comment. You are anchoring your throne into the physical earth. You are announcing to the universe that the giver has become the ruler. As you type these numbers, a legacy decree is being released into your financial timeline. Within the next 44 hours, you will receive a signal so loud, so undeniable, that it will make your heart skip a beat. It will be a financial resurrection, a sum of money, an offer, or a revelation that settles your debts and secures your future in a single stroke. This is your signet reward. This is the tangible proof that the watcher of your bloodline has ruled in your favor. The blue hour is gone. The sun is now hitting the floor of the celestial court with the force of 1,000 trumpets. The lions are roaring one final time, a sound that vibrates through the floor and into the soles of your feet. It is a roar of victory. You have outlasted the shadow. You have outgrown the wilderness. You have survived the fire. I am placing the cloak of your true identity around your shoulders. It is made of the prayers of those who came before you and the hope of those who will come after you. You are the untouchable authority. You are the pillar of your family. You are the one the heavens chose to represent their power on this earth. Never again will you allow a silent counter to sit at your table. Never again will you give until you are empty. From today, you give from your overflow, and your overflow shall be infinite. The exhaustion is a memory. The sacrificial burnout is a ghost. Your spirit is as sharp as a celestial blade and as vast as the midnight sky. I have rewritten your story from struggle to sovereignty. I have changed your name from victim to victory. As I withdraw back into the shivering light of the higher realms, I leave you with this final, sacred command. Walk with your head held high, for the crown you wear is heavy with the gold of your endurance. Speak with a voice that expects to be obeyed, for the 444 fortress stands behind every word. The miracle is no longer coming. It is your new environment. You are breathing it in with every breath. You are walking on it with every step. The gates are locked. The shadow is gone. The throne is occupied. Type I am, the sovereign. One last time to lock this reality into your DNA. The transition is complete. The coronation is over. Your reign begins at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It is done. It is sealed. It is yours. 444. Go now, and rule your kingdom with the heart of a lion and the hands of a king. The universe is watching, and it is finally at your command. Amen and amen.